Hi guys, welcome back for another one. It's another week of roster reviews, and Maverick Ago 6 had something come up and cannot be here today, so I'll be doing this week's solo. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I do have a set of Dark Dimension roster reviews to do in this episode, so guys, if you're ready for it, you know what to do. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it. First roster review of today is by As Accurate. He wants to be able to get through DD3 and DD4. As Accurate is a light spender, which light spender in my category is less than $50 a month. He is about 413 days in, so about 16 months total, and he classifies himself as a late game player, so he's doing pretty well for himself so far. So with that said, let's jump into his MSF.GG. Alright, we are in here to As Accurate's MSF.GG page. Let's go ahead and filter this by Dark Dimension. You know what, we're going to do Dark Dimension 4 traits, because the only thing different is Legendary. So let's go ahead and get this started by Global. Alright, so not going alphabetical order, we're going in the trait of the order. So we talk about Global, both now obviously for DD3 you can bring some Legendaries, and we'll talk about some Legendaries when we get there, but let's just take a look at Global without Legendary. So we're looking at currently what he's working on. Phoenix is a great one. For DD3, you're going to want it for Legendary too. So you already have her there. So great job. You have Emma done. You actually have Jubilee done. You actually have quite a few people done. You have Zemo. You have Ghost. You're pretty much set. Sinister's the only one that does really help with Dark Dimension. I can understand have reservations about the character since he's a little bit kind of getting out of the meta himself, but for right now he's still very useful for DD3 and DD4. Past that we'll have to wait and see. So right now, Global, you're in great shape. You have Jubilee lined up to be for Dark Dimension 4. Definitely put Phoenix in front of her using up your mutant gear. Jubilee definitely second after Phoenix. Because you have Ghost, because you have Phoenix, and Sinister, who shouldn't be too far behind, really making this easier for you. Is there anyone that you're missing that could make this better? Look at your list really quickly over. It doesn't really look like it. Secret Avengers is another one where if somebody wanted to build them and put them in Dark Dimension, not bad. You're going to get use for them in the Doom raids later, so you know you can go ahead and invest in them now for Dark Dimension as it translates very well. Will it give you an easier time than Ghost and Sinister? I don't know. Haven't seen enough data to know for sure, but just saying that's a possibility. Let's keep moving on here. Cosmic, you already have, I'm assuming this is just not updated, you have Kestrel done, you have Falavel done, you have Gamora done, there's Nebula. Let's see, where's the rest of them? Moondragon, you probably don't have Adam Warlock unlocked. No, you do not. Hopefully you're making progress on that, and I'm actually seeing your long shot in Shadow Star, so it does look like you are making progress on that. So you should have Adam Warlock his second pass, which is actually coming by very soon. And also, Adam Warlock does make a good 4th or 5th character in the Legendary nodes for DD4. You're pretty much set. You have Follow, you have Gamora, you have Kestrel, you have Surfer, you have the Dad Bros, you have Nebula. You are set up for success, my friend. Deathpool is not far behind. It looks like you already invested some Mystic gear into Hela, so you're probably a little bit slacking on Deathpool because of it. But ultimately, you're not missing any characters here. You have the pieces. There's quite a few of them that will work for the Cosmic lane. You definitely don't need any more help from me. Next up is City. All right, looking at your City, once again, there are some things swirling out there, still unproven things, but you have 4 of your symbiotes already go for DD3. You have Multiman that you just have the G14. You can throw them in DD3. You have Doc Ock, which you're going to want for Legendary and DD4. You're pretty good. You already have your Cloak going too. Because the other alternative options, so far symbiotes have up to this point have been the dominant choice, and I see you're probably just lacking alien spores here, have been the dominant choice so far for DD3, DD4, but there are early reports coming in that the Heroes for Hire seems to be working out. Where is your Shang-Chi? There he is, not really invested into. You actually don't have very good red stars, only at 2. And your symbiotes are already there, so I probably wouldn't deviate from that plan currently. If you were still earlier enough, you could say you probably could deviate. The other thing is we don't know how well Cloak and Dagger perform in Dark Dimension. They are a really good team. They do pair well with Mystic allies, but they may not need Mystic allies, so it could be Cloak and Dagger with some other combinations. It could be better off to put White Tiger, Moon Knight, which both of those characters are now farmable basically. Moon Knight or White Tiger's a little bit fountainable, but if you open up Blitz Orbs on the regular, you should be getting her pretty much done at a consistent pace, at least better than the Milestone Orbs. And Night Nurse for healing. So I think there's going to be some options for Dark Dimension going forward. Just waiting for some more concrete proof on some of those teams. But like I said, you're already set up with symbiotes. I wouldn't deviate from that plan too much. I'd stick with it. And last but not least, Legendary. You're definitely going to want Phoenix. You're definitely going to want Doc Ock. Your Ebony Maw is lacking some red stars. Usually Ebony Maw is third on that list, followed by Jubilee and or Invisible Woman. Sure, you can fill in that spot, but you're very close to Adam Warlock, and if his legendary event does roll around in 2 weeks, like I think in May, you definitely want Adam Warlock probably as your 4th or your 5th in this masterpiece, and you're pretty much set there. Black Bolt doesn't have enough red stars, so he could go in as a 5th, but I wouldn't make him your top 4 if you are interested in taking Black Bolt, just because of the lack of red stars on him. But that's where I would go: Phoenix, Doc Ock, Jubilee, Adam Warlock, and I hate to say pass up on Ebony Maw, but I'm afraid with 3 red he may not stand upright. So you may be better off with the 5 red Invisible Woman, going for the protection there from Invisible Woman versus Ebony Maw. That's where I'm seeing with your roster. You could, if you have the credits, you could invest Ebony Maw up to 5 red, and then he'd probably be a better option than Invisible Woman. So as accurate, I hope you enjoyed that roster review. Let's jump into our next one. Are you interested in having your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in this quick format roster review, helping you out in a game mode or two? If you are, all you need to do is join my Discord. The link to that is in the description down below. Then all you need to do is find the video section, find roster reviews, and there you'll find the latest roster review application where you can submit your request to have your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in a YouTube format. So if you need help clearing any content in the game, don't hesitate, apply today. Next one up is Joshua Carlin, another Dark Dimension 4 preparation guide on the way into MSF.GG. Alright, we're in here to Joshua's roster. We're starting with Global. Looks like he went full steam ahead with the Secret Avengers, and given the fact he's got them all to 5 stars already, I would say just send them in. Just send them into DD4. Honestly, I would. You're going to need the investment probably for Doom 2, the next level of raid difficulty, as they are the team to do it. And then I would just plug in, actually, where is the rest of your global characters that I would recommend? Hello. Oh, we are missing somebody here. Sinister. Ghost. Ooh. Oh, neither one are in great shape. Wow, this is interesting. This is very interesting. I mean, you could just go flat out skill with Zemo and Taskmaster. Or I hate to say Ultron. Wow, this is actually very interesting. I wish I had a second opinion with me today. But yeah, Secret Avengers, and you could just go full steam ahead with Baron Zemo and Taskmaster and let me know how you do. Because the other thing is, like, Ghost and Sinister are usually the core of Global. And even if you don't get both of them, I'd say you at least put one of them. But your Sinister's not very beefed up, and he's not going to stand upright at what he's currently at. With only 4 stars. And your Ghost doesn't really need a lot of red stars to be good in Dark Dimension, but I usually like to see at least 4 red on her. It doesn't need to be 5, 6, or 7. It's just like 4. 4 is a good number for Ghost. So I mean, you could passively do Ghost. If she has a dodge mechanic, you could gamble with it. So just like do the Secret Avengers with either like Taskmaster or Zemo, and then throw Ghost in. And because what Ghost does in Dark Dimension, she applies offense down on the opponent's turn. When they take a turn, right, they get smacked with offense down, which means they do less damage to your team. So you're not really relying on that big damage. And paired with Sharon Carter on her, with Ghost's ult, can extend the stun on somebody that Sharon Carter can apply. So I would say out of Sinister and Ghost, I'd probably heavily consider probably going a little harder for Ghost. You're going to want their Pimtech for a 7-star Jubilee anyways. Unlike Sinister, where there is no legendary unlock tied behind him. So yeah, my recommendation here, you got pretty much most of the parts, is maybe really consider bringing Ghost. Next up, let's go to Cosmic. We have Kestrel, Surfer, Black Bolt, your legendary, Ebony Maw, your legendary, Minerva is the one of those that at this point she is definitely can be skipped. She's no longer essential to Dark Dimension. Hela, just because of investment reasons, it's better to invest in Deathpool, but your Deathpool is really lacking red stars. Ouch, 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 ouch. I would really try to find a way to not bring Hela if I were you. just to save yourself on the miasma. So hopefully, eventually, over time, you get more red stars on Deathpool. But you got Kestrel, you got Surfer. Those are 1, 2. Who else can we pair with them? I would normally say Deathpool at this point, but I'm a little scared with only the 1 red. And I already told you to invest reds and go. So once again, I'm telling you to split your reds. You could do more Infinity Watch members. You can't put Adam Warlock in this mess, but you could put Gamora, Falavel, and probably Nebula. I would say Nebula more than Moondragon. Let me see the star situation. Nebula. Ooh, you're missing red stars and Gamora, which makes her a heavy hitter. Wow, you actually are a little bit hurting here. More than I was. I mean, you are only 237 days in, so hey, you weren't even a year in. So I don't know what I was expecting. Right, red stars are an issue for early game players. I'm trying to put something together here. I'm going to be honest with you. Everywhere I took some time here to look. Everything I'm looking at is hurting for red stars. Like, we're really hurting for red stars. So somewhere you have to make a choice. I mean, we could just go the Minerva route. It's not going to be the most efficient, but between having Surfer and Kestrel, it's not going to matter too much who the other team members are, as they're going to be able to carry you. It'd be nice to give them more support to do it a little faster, but I think with just Kestrel and Surfer, you will naturally get through it. So you could still do Thanos if you wanted to. You could throw Minerva in there. If you want to spend more miasmas and not put them into Deathpool, you could put them into Hela, or you could just do Deathpool and knowing she's going to be squishy and just make her a 5th. It really doesn't matter. You could do more Infinity Watch, even though the red stars are missing. You could still do that. Maybe future. I'd say future proof, but I don't want to really say future proof because you could spend months investing in Infinity Watch, and then by the time you're done, they're replaced. So I don't really want to tell you to do that if you don't feel comfortable doing that. But yeah, somewhere along those lines of what I've mentioned is definitely what you want to do if you're a Cosmic Run. Let's take a look at City. I know some of these guys are cheap, and I can understand wanting to do cheap stuff. If you want to do cheap, that's fine. I'm not going to recommend cheap. I'm going to try to be as efficient as possible. But if you want to do the cheap route, you know, you do have those characters available. Once again, you've already invested pretty well into your at least 3 of your symbiotes at this point. Carnage and Venom not behind. I'm pretty sure Alien Spores are a problem for you only at 237 days. It's probably very tough. I see you're already working on Cloak. I would not hesitate in your position to maybe spend your miasmas instead on Deathpool or Hela, invest them in Cloak, get the Tesseracts for Dagger. I'm assuming since you spent for Cloak, I'm assuming you will spend for Dagger also. If not, then you can ignore what I'm going to say, but I'm assuming that you're going to do that. Cloak, Dagger, you could run the 3 other symbiotes, or, you know, symbiotes as you go. You could add other mystic characters like White Tiger, Moon Knight, who both are now going to be farmable. You could add Night Nurse for some sustain and void symbiotes altogether. You could go that route. Like I said, I've heard positive things so far about Shang-Chi. I see you have 4/4 on Shang-Chi. So you could do that with Colleen Wing and Misty Knight, possibly run Heroes for Hire. I see your Misty Knight's not doing so well, but you could plug and play depending on what direction you go. If you're big in war, you could go a big Shang-Chi. If not, do Cloak and Dagger, right? Future proof for raids, and you know, see if symbiotes work, and maybe you just put some mystic characters around them if the symbiotes don't work out that well. Obviously, there'll be some testing here in the near future by some other content creators. I know Flosser I've reached out to said that he would test out Cloak, Dagger with White Tiger, Moon Knight, and Night Nurse and Dark Dimension. I might need to remind him, but yeah, all that stuff's going to happen. So, you know, keep your ear to the ground. Definitely Symbiote Spider-Man first, Anti-Venom second, Scream third, and then possibly working other city characters as you get them. And then let's take a look at legendaries. You have Maul build up, you have Black Bolt build up, Fury, Jubilee's not built up. You don't have Phoenix unlocked. That is surprising. Not something I see very common of. I mean, you must have really got through Dark Dimension 3 with Secret Avengers, because I'm actually surprised you got through Dark Dimension 3 without Phoenix unlocked. Or maybe they said maybe they just didn't update right and she got skipped. So looking at what you have, assuming you don't have Phoenix and you're not going to get Phoenix anytime soon, you're actually, this is another place where you're really hurting on red stars. I have 4 red Black Bolt. I don't really recommend it, but if it's the best you got, it's the best you got. Ebony Maw, if you're going to plan on just maxing Nick Fury out because of Secret Avengers, you can do that. I don't really highly recommend that, but understand if you're already going to put the investment for raids there, you might as well just, you know, plug away at Dark Dimension, right? If you're not going for the, you know, a fast speed run, you know, plugging away is the way to go. I do recommend Jubilee. She does have low red stars. She's not going to do much damage. Hopefully it's enough focus to actually apply. the debuffs, the stuns, the blinds, and that's gonna help you get through it. Doc Ock's another one you're gonna want. So Doc Ock, Jubilee, Ebony Maw, and then you could do anything you want from there. If you do get Phoenix unlocked or Adam Warlock unlocked, they would Phoenix is a must-in. Adam Warlock is a good 4th or 5th. And that's where I'm going to put it. Hopefully you got some red stars on those characters already. So Joshua, I hope you enjoyed this roster review. Hopefully you got something out of it, something you can go forward and conquer DD4. And that's going to do all the roster reviews for today from you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know I went a little solo. You have to let me know. Did you like this solo? Do you like it better with Maverick? I am always curious of what your guys' feedback is and what you guys like and don't like. So, you know, I can modify my content. Without any feedback, you get the same old thing week in and week out. So guys, if you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new and haven't done so already, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.